Well, hello everybody. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Um, Somewhere in this base, I have that little Solidio or whatever, the little snapshot tool that I can take a picture of a base because we're going to go down and tear down the deep desert base tonight. And I kind of like the way that one was set up. Um, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? Let's go ahead and copy that one. And I don't know where it is. I've looked in all the, well, obviously I haven't looked in all of them because I didn't find it. But so I could either make another one. I don't remember where to go to make that, and now I've just convinced myself that it's not that great of a base, so we don't have to take a picture of it. It's not going to be hard to make. So meh. But anyway, let's get going. We just did the audio check, as you could see, so everything was fine and dandy there. I want to go check something. So like I said, when I did my post, we have family visiting, and it was a special time for Mrs. Rabbit, so I didn't get a whole lot of playtime. Um, but I did go around and at least check the main base, and all the power's good on there, and I went over to the Jasmium base to check that one to make sure everything's okay. But I noticed something, and we're going to go check that before we head out of here. Too much. Well, I could barely hear. A worm? Let's see. We're gonna put the old headset back in, and we're gonna check to see. I think my audio is real low in the game. It's low in here. I didn't make any changes. Let's get up to a cruising speed. We're gonna veer around the radiation. I used to just fly right straight through it, but now they made a change to that so that the radiation actually will kill you if you get the full stack, and we don't need to play around. Okay. So we're gonna be super quiet. We're gonna listen. Okay, just need to get the stream to catch up. Oh no, I just heard it. Took a little while, sorry. Um we're gonna get over here, we're gonna shoot some guns, see what that sounds like. But the reason we're doing this is because, like I said earlier, um, honestly, it probably would be a good thing to include that in the streaming content, is the heading around and making sure that bases are powered and everything are doing okay. But we came down here to our Jasmium base, and I noticed something. So we're going to go check it out. Do, 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 do. So here's my base, and I have these neighbors, and I had a little tiny neighbor guy. And yeah, when I came down here about an hour ago, his his base was in bad shape, and his console. Oh, come on! But yeah, it was at critical with just a little slot. And I was left, and I was like, you know what? That thing's gonna break soon. Um, the walls were already gone. This stuff wasn't. His console was sitting right here, but now all these boxes should be openable. There's nothing in that one. Some fuel cells and some granite. Some jasmium. That means we don't have to mine it ourselves. More fuel cells. More jasmium. Nothing. Skipped one. Okay. So I don't know if this guy just stopped playing or what's going on, but I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna make out. I mean, I did not destroy this base. I did not do anything nefarious. Sure. So we're gonna bring this bad boy over here. It's gonna be rough carrying a lot of jasmium. Alright, so that'll be good. We'll hop out. And we're gonna take everything. Waste not, want not, right? So we will take that and that. And yeah, I can only backpack it, which is a shame. Oh, it's gonna be time consuming. Okay, good enough for now. Come over here and get out of the sun. And we're gonna drop it all over here. Is there anything in this one? Nope. Oh man. Hey, we got it all. Look at that. That'll work. So, oops. So yeah, this is hey, the game's about scavenging. So I did nothing nasty here. I've actually watched this base deteriorating. Screwed that up. Watched this base deteriorating for quite a while now. And you know, I was hoping he came back, but he decided to not come back. So what are we to do? I am actually I'll get rid of everything here. We will empty out all the boxes. Is that a cat? I guess that's a cat. So we're getting 1,000 jasmium. That's jasmium we don't have to mine ourselves, so it's not a problem. Some medium fuel cells, they could always be useful. That one actually had some time on it, so he used it at some point. Here's some more jasmine. So, yep, since the patch, I obviously did not destroy this base. It just sat out in the open with no power and nobody taking care of it. Got nothing in there. Alright, so we've emptied out all the boxes. We know there's nothing in any of these. So now we're going to pick this up, and I think we can demolish. We sure can. Nothing but salvaged metal and granite, so it's not that big a deal. But there we are, folks. This actually is kind of nice because these areas, you know, when you're in the duraluminum phase, you need this stuff, and flying in and getting it isn't the best. I need that for filters, by the way. That's why I'm grabbing plants. But we're going to turn up. We're going to turn this up. Oh, you got that message. You don't need to see that. Hold on one second. I'm gonna spike this volume a little bit. Easy. Let's see. Which one are you? Alright, we turned it up a little bit. We'll see what that does. It's gonna take a while with this, but there we go. Okay, so let's take let's get our buggy back into the whoop. So yeah, just keep your eyes open, see what's going on in the world around you. So we got some extra materials that now I don't have to go out and get, which is pretty nice. Let's see here, no fuel cells, nothing like that. So we are going to, oh, well. Pretty good. I'm happy. Ton of fuel cells. And I guess we'll just put this right here. Nothing there. And we'll go to our backpack. So we got some metal, some more granite. Guess we'll just tap this. And we'll keep the plant fibers on us. Like I said, I need the plant fibers for filters for the water. So always looking for those. This is the standard stuff I keep in the Jasmine base because this is really one of the only places I use it. But we got our radiation pills, we got some radiation suits, we hop in the buggy, we go out, we get a bunch of Jasmine, we bring it back, we celebrate. And there's not too many islands out here that you could build on. So, Buddy Boy there letting his base die. It's kind of nice that we've opened up a space. So anyone who's on my server, I'm not telling you which one it is, I'm sure you already know. But yeah, anybody that's on my server now can do a base down here if they want. If they want to, easy. If they want to do a whole bunch of aluminum mining. So I want to listen to this takeoff. That's a little better. I could be doing all sorts of crazy stuff tonight. Now, in here we got nothing except a fuel cell. I mean, I might as well push this over here and we'll burn through these pretty quickly. So tonight our main focus is going to be tearing down the deep desert base. So I don't even have to go anywhere special. We can just head to the shield wall and call it. Like I said, we're going to be doing a much shorter stream tonight because it's just the teardown is the only thing really. And boom, whiplash. But yeah, it's going to be tearing down the deep desert base, and I don't think I have anything because, like I said, I really haven't been playing because real life took the front seat. So, which is a good thing. I got no complaints whatsoever. But yeah, short stream tonight because we're just going to do the teardown and maybe some other silliness. But I'm going to do another short stream tomorrow so that we can go over building the base. And I actually really like the one that I have out there now. Size-wise, positioning, everything seems great. Everything was great. But they've made changes to the deep desert. I don't know if they're going to stay with them or if this is just like a one-time thing or like if there's going to be some changes. I don't know. I think that there should be some changes. The reason I say that is we're going to head to our base, which is right out here, right? So we're 11,000 kilometers, 11,000, yeah. We're about 10 kilometers out. What they did was they added titanium and strontium nodes here in that A row, which is the one that we're in right now. If we hit T, you'll see them in A6, etc. I think they went a little too far because, like, here we are just now getting in, and we're already seeing titanium nodes. It's like, okay, well, that's kind of weird. But they made so many. Like, they made so many. I think they kind of overdid it. And honestly, that's kind of bad. The reason I say that that's bad is because when you have a resource like this, this is tier 6 resources. It's what you need to make all the cool things. When it's scarce, that sucks, but at least it's giving you a reason to do something. When it's overabundant, that causes a whole new problem because now you just come out here and you snag these things. They're all over the place, and like, yeah, that's all aluminum. Um, it takes something away from it. Like, it's really hard to explain. I'm stuck on my wings now. Damn it. It's hard to explain. It's not that I don't think they should put them here. I just think they went a little too heavy. A little too heavy. I shouldn't be able to mine this material, and as I'm mining it, see more of it on the horizon. You know what I mean by that? Like, it's a lot. Um, you get up, like I'm scanning the wall here right now, but when you get up into some of these areas, this stuff's just everywhere. And that's going to kind of take away from it, you know? Which is what I don't want to see. I don't want to see these items lose their importance. But it's good that they have them here, and I do agree with that. I just think, you know, they made the tier 6 resources in the A zone like pancakes. When you first see it, you're like, oh my gosh, look at all of this. This is so cool. So here's one right up top here. You're like, oh, this is so cool. Now I can build this stuff. But there's so many pancakes in the stack, like halfway through, you're just sick of them. You know, Mitch Hedberg. And plus it's in A row, which means, pretty sure that's something down there. Right there. We'll go check. Dude, what is this? How am I supposed to get that? Make sure I don't fall off the edge here. Can I do this? Never seen it do a crazy line like that. We're just gonna have to break through it. And we didn't get much out of it because we couldn't hit it, but that's my family down there. Gotta love them. Here, look at this, see? We got tier 6 materials within sight of each other. That's just too much. It's too much. It is good, you know, but oh, that's not a tier 6 material. That's copper. Game making me a liar. We still haven't gone to check one we saw down there. But this did change the way we played. Now, the way I used to go about this is I would come out here and I would build a base right on the line between PBE and PBE. And then I would zip out there as quick as I could, fly under the radar so bad guys didn't see me. And I would snag a bunch of stravidium and come back, and then I would get a bunch of titanium and come back. And now it's almost as easy to just get it here in A row because there's so much of it, and it's the same distance from my base on the edge of the PBE, PBZ, PBP zone to the islands as it is from A zone here. But as you can see, I'm not spending too much time. Don't want to get caught in the wings. But we're going to have a good amount of materials here. What I used to do is I would go out, collect a bunch of the materials, bring them back, refine them, and then after 2 or 3 trips, I would eventually have enough to where I would run out of water. And then we would end up making our way back to Haga. There's some titanium. That's no bueno. Probably some on top of that rock, and we're standing next to stravidium. But And then, we would head back. And then once we got the Haga, we would put everything where it belongs and take account about it. And then I would just do some Haggis stuff, whether it was like look for spice or do a contract or something, just some silliness while I was waiting for the water to resupply. I could bring out a bunch of leader johns and the Deca ones and bring out tons of water, and that's what I would do. But now, yeah. And honestly, I'm still, I feel parched. I'm parched. There we go. I feel refreshed now. This honestly is not the best way to do this because you can build a base now here in this open area. It looks like there's tons of spaces, and right now there is, but that's because it's, hours from the Coriolis storm, so people have shut their bases down. But yeah, if I could bring a buggy out here, the totals that I'll be getting from mining this stuff would be so much more. And next week, actually tomorrow, that's why we're going to do a real quick stream tomorrow, because we're going to try it out. I don't think that they're going to change the density of these nodes, so it should stay all the same. And we're going to again build a base that's not really a spice refinery. It's more of just going to be for the tier 6 mats. So we're going to have our chemical refinery. We're going to have our ore refinery. And we'll take care of it that. I may go ahead and try and build a large refinery, which is also why I'm not too upset about not having the scan of the base, because we're going to have to incorporate a large ore refinery, and we're going to have to incorporate a place for the buggy to go. So there's titanium there, and there's titanium there. And my dog is very upset. Thank God he's not in here doing that nonsense. Should be getting close to full, shouldn't we? Alright, well, I don't know how much more of this I really want to do. Are we full? How are we not full? Oh, look at that. 6 cents. It's like I knew. So maybe if we see one more, but we're actually going to head to the base. And there's one more. Man, we got to be careful with this. Don't want that sucker to drop off the edge of the cliff here, or me. Oh, that would be horrible as I go closer to the edge, like a moron. Okay, that's enough. We're good. So our base this coming up, like I said, we're going to do with a large ore refinery. I've always done like the medium. And we are going to really focus on water and power. As far as water goes, we're going to be bringing a bunch of bodies out for the still suits. We're going to put quite a few. I've always gone with 2 of the large wind traps. We're going to go at least double and go 4. Those make it so that when I first log on, I'll have a huge bulk of water, whether it was because I was sleeping and I wake up in the morning and be like, oh yeah, after breakfast we'll fire this up. Or if it's, we went to work and when we got home, took a shower, I have that kind of job. And once we get, something to eat, we'll fire it up and take a look. But that way, when I first start on, I've got a full reserve of water. And I've also gone with 6 of the medium cisterns, and we're going to increase that. I don't know if we're going to large increase it. We'll have to see what the requirements are to make those. But I'm sitting here burning fuel. I'm sitting here yapping. I've got all the time in the world. But yeah, we are going to go big. try to increase the amount of water we're going to be able to produce to make our refinery go. And we're going to be build back in A and see if we can't pull this in with the buggy. I have just a standard Mark 6 cutter ray on my buggy, but I also have one of the blueprints for the uh, extra special cutter ray, so that has an option. But yeah, we're gonna go big tomorrow, and we're gonna see just how much plastanium we can pull out of here. I was able to pull even with my reduced playing to this week, because of the way they changed it and being able to go out, get bulk nodes and bring them back for processing, and then my transitions back and forth, I was grabbing nodes like I did here, and I was able to just keep that machine rolling. And I was honestly, like, if I would head out and had a little bit of extra space, I didn't care. I'd grab some titanium because I've already got some strontium at home back in Haga. So I was at one point making plastanium ingots in both places, just rocking this thing. But I came out with around 1,500 plastanium ingots on a very reduced week. I barely played at all this weekend. And normally I would put in like 6 hours, 8 hours sometimes. So what I could have done, and I think that's even with my setup, that's going to pale in comparison to what we can do with the buggy in place. But we'll keep track of it and we'll see and take a look and see what it ends up being. But this base here, this one worked pretty well for just a decent sized production facility. So it was good. But we're going to have to start bringing some stuff out. We'll probably have to bring the assault out because this teardown is something else. It's a lot of stuff. They did just announce on the roadmap that well, that's strange. It's supposed to have walls here. Nothing's missing. Oh, I know what this is. I probably had granite walls in these little midsections, and they broke it. So the deep desert always drops your shields, and if you have sections that are made of granite, granite will start to deteriorate. Whereas the plastone, plastone, yeah, see here. Oh, that's why. And it happened yesterday in the evening. So when the shield would go down, these palace windows, because they were made out of granite, would start to break. But the rest of this stuff, pretty sturdy. Let's do this. And we will change over and boop, pop you in there. So if we go to repair, you'll see they're a little damaged, but they're still in excellent condition, whereas the granite pieces that were in the centers actually got destroyed. So don't build with granite, even though it looks cool. So that's pretty neat. So we'll go to storage, and we'll go up here to scout. Well, actually, we got to do something first because we don't have enough space. Boop. So yeah, we still had quite a bit of stuff sitting out here. So you get that. And then you get here and we'll bring you over. All right, so there we are, we're empty. And let's see what we can make. Boop. Make 107. That's cool. And that was the loss of titanium, so we still have some water here. Not that much strontium. I didn't want to take that. Wanted to put it in the wanted to put it directly into the thopter here, but all right, well, that's fine. Okay, so we put this. That's what I get for not pushing buttons. So this box here was just an extra storage box. Don't have anything in it, so we're going to go here and boom, it's gone, and we got our silicone and our aluminum back. This box got quite a bit of stuff in it. So we're gonna have to make sure we take that out. 40, 10s. Those are kind of heavy. Oh, I got somebody coming in, so we're gonna mute for a second just in case. All right, I don't think she's gonna be too loud. You know what? I guess we'll just. Oh, you know what we should do? We should put this in here and let's just rebuild those walls with something else. I mean, we're tearing shit down, but this way we at least have something, right? It's important to build the walls the same time you're getting ready to tear the walls down. Most of my flooring, because I use that light that the floors that have the lights built into them, most of those are granite, so that had the potential to break. I should have solved it, right? Nope, I just threw a mine down for no reason whatsoever. But we got you running. I actually don't need the water because we went through most of our stuff. I've still got that. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to set this guy up here to run and turn as much of that into fibers as we can. We'll get 60 out of it. We still got a ton of water though. So we're going to go upstairs. We're going to shut down our units up on the roof. One's already off. Oh, they're both off. So that worked out well. That was our timing. We'll go here and boop. And we got a bunch of stuff there. We just got to make sure we don't leave anything on the floor. And that we have plenty of inventory space, which we don't anymore. So we're going to have to run down here. And wrong button. There we go. Still got that mine sitting there like a idiot. Let's see, you're awful heavy. You're still not too heavy, but you know what? We're going to be doubling up a bunch of this stuff. And that we could leave laying on the ground if we really wanted to. Same thing with this. I don't need to carry that out, but okay. So what do we have to do? Well, all of my bases out here have all been ornithopter based, so I could bring my ornithopter in and land. We're going to have to incorporate a ramp and a place to put a buggy, which is taller, and we also need to have a doorway to get in, because like the only way to get in here is through there, and then this door up here for the utilities, but there's nothing on the ground, so we're definitely going to have to make some changes there. But let's go ahead and break you. Boop. Now we got no more water coming in. Left nothing on the ground, but I know we're really full. I'll tell you what, let me just go ahead and blow that up so it gets off the floor. I don't know if I can pick it up or not. Let's see. That's not even remotely getting heavy, but that is. Well, we're at 21 now, so that's somewhat impressive. And our backpack, we're doing really well. So we can tear some more things down. Since we're not going to worry too much about water, and we don't need to refine anything else anymore after this, let's take these desk stills down. Because they have quite a bit of stuff. See that 120, 85, and complex? Are we going to leave it on the floor? Yep, I'd leave something on the floor. I think this one actually has less stuff in it, doesn't it? Yeah, it's almost empty. Let's see. Let's put you over here. And we'll put you over there. That at least will open up some of our space. And this is one of the problems is tearing down a base. It takes a while. Um, and also transporting all this stuff out once you've got it. You don't want to just leave the important stuff behind. That ends up. This will be my day for the most part, is tearing all this stuff down, and hauling it back out here is also kind of poopy. But they said in the roadmap that they are about to make it so that we can have a carrier carry it out. It was a big discussion people had. They said that, we got this carry all that can pick up any vehicle. Why can't it also pick up just a big shipping container? Which honestly is that's a pretty solid idea if you think about it. So, I agree. And hopefully that will kind of change the horizon for us and make this process of setting up and tearing down um, a lot easier, a lot nicer. Okay, so let's go back to the Scout Doctor. We are very heavy. And that filled us up and we can't even bring any more. So here is the extent of what we can take out. It's a shame that we're leaving, but you know what? I don't need granite. I got plenty of granite and plenty of this at home. I would much rather get some extra of that, but as you can see, it wasn't a whole lot. Um, Still got room in the old Paxter. We could probably get a lot of this stuff out. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. We're definitely going to bring the assault out for all these bodies. That would make this go up way too big. Way too much. Okay, so there's a limit. What is that, 36? Yeah, we're only 23. Wings I can bring. There we go. So all we've got left here is a bunch of bodies and some strontium fibers. We've got everything here running to make as much as we possibly can. So we're going to make a run back to Haga, drop this off, and then we're going to bring our assault out here so that we can break these bad boys down. We still got the units on the roof. And then, we'll just see if these are done, and if they are, great. If not, but yeah. So just the stuff on the roof's the only thing we got left there. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to head back out. I don't think this... Yeah, that doesn't make anything. That's off now. And here we go back out. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about the changes. Whether it sticks or not, like I said, I don't know. It was so heavy. Like, man, there was tons and tons and tons of resources. And I'm just hoping it doesn't cheapen it, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like I said, I'm all for putting more of those materials because you could still find some, but there'd only be like one or two. Um, yeah, we'll see. I did see quite a few larger guild bases that had buggy access to do this now, so there might be some general fighting over the resource items. I mean, what are you gonna do? And it is definitely safer than going out into the PvP zone if you're not comfortable with getting away from people, or if you don't want to fight at all. This does give you a great option, but we'll have to see what the end result is and what the overall effect to people's gameplay and their and the economy system too. Spice will always be spice and hard to come by, but I think putting these nodes up here for titanium, strontium was actually a really good idea. Again, like I said, it's not that they're there. It's just I think they went a little too generous. But there were, if you read a lot of posts on forums and message boards and stuff, there were a lot of players. What is this? That from the Coriolis? Freaking weird. It's like the mist. There could be monsters in there. Um, but reading message boards and forums and stuff, there were a lot of players who were just, you know, tier 5 duraluminum was the end for them. Coming out here, look at all those notes. There's like 4 right there. Coming out here and getting ganked by groups or players taking advantage of them. They were like, yeah, no, I'm not even remotely interested in that. And they wouldn't come out here. There was early on the discussion where people were saying that, excuse me, get the hiccups. The only reason that you would need this stuff is to make the things that you PvP with. So the fact that if you're not into PvP, the game doesn't require you to make these things. But you know what? I'm not going to fault people for wanting to make cool gear and cool items. And if there's any chance that they would be apt to come out into the deep desert, um, having this first couple sections of tier 6 mats available to them without risk, you know, it helped them get their foot in the door. And maybe they'll walk the rest of the way through. We'll have to see. But I'm not sure. But here we are making our first trip. And then, like I said, we're going to grab ourselves the assault. Take her out. Still going to go with the same kind of footprint. Just a ridiculous rectangular base. I don't need to get all super fancy. This is just going to be an ore refinery. Boop. Boop. I've done this quite a few times and come into a sandstorm. Came into one and it was like right there, and I'm like, dude, seriously, I've come into these where the sandstorm was in progress. And I'm like, oh well, we'll just take damage. It's cool. I would complain about it and ask them to fix it, but honestly, it happens. But I think there's bigger issues they should focus on, and eventually we'll get to that, right? I'm thinking about moving my base. Um, Mine's in a good spot. I don't have a problem with that, but this area here in Shoal and off to the left here, as you can see, was inhabited at one point. There were player bases that were throughout here, and they've just steadily dropped off, and then the desert took them. So I was thinking to myself, you know, I like my base. I like where it is. The design on it, it's one of those things where, you know, okay, so I was reading some forums today, just, you know, recreational reading. And a person was talking about how they restarted their character, and it's been so much fun to go do all the stuff they did in the beginning because it's so much better now that they know what they're supposed to be doing. And I get that. I get that. I totally get that. There's a lot of things I did that were, you know, spinning my wheels. and that I could have done so much better. Um, and by better, of course, I mean like so much. Which one you think? It should be this one, but it is. I never win that ever. Okay, so that's our first load, and we're gonna switch over to the assault. We can't take this one because she's a warbird, but this one's not. Yep, she's got. I guess I should make sure. What, does she have anything in her? Just a fuel cell. That's good. But yeah, there's so many things I did that were a learning experience and that I could do better. Um, Now that I'm a little more knowledgeable. And I thought about, do I want to just change servers? Do I want to start a new character on another server? What do I want to do? But I think maybe I'll be all right if I just make some changes to my base. And most of my transition or most of my movement is from my base either heading to deep desert or heading up this way. So now that this area here is cleared out, we might be looking. The thing that bothers me about it is, some of the little stuff, who cares? But there's some things that, like I've got a large spice refinery. When I break that down, I ain't getting all those materials back. I should be all right. I should have enough to remake it, but I don't know, it just bothers me to throw materials out of the door. There's a spice bloom right over there, but we're not going to go for it. We have stuff we have to do. So yes, we are going to be making a new base. Like all these rocks here had bases on them at one point, and going back and forth, I've just watched them break away. One of them was really neat. Got to put a lot of effort into it. He completely shut it down though. I did go, when it opened up and was available. I don't know where the console was, but I went in just to see around because it was an interesting design. It was like little pods and they had bridges going across and it was straight up. It was really neat. You've seen it if you've watched my content. And I wanted to go in and see how he did it. And in actuality, it was a lot cooler from the outside than it was on the inside because he built, you got to build with the rocks. And like some of those rooms were just overrun by the rock he built on. And the bridge is the same thing. So it was a lot cooler looking at it from the outside. And when you went inside, you're like, oh, it's kind of a pain in the ass. My base is kind of a pain in the ass. So yeah, we're gonna think that over on what we're gonna do. So fun story. Saturday morning, I did log in for a little bit. Went around, checked the bases, everything was fine. Uh, went out, went out to the deep desert, checked that base, got some materials going. I was like, you know what? I got about an hour before I gotta get out of here. So let me just go see what I can do. So I went out, flew out to one of the islands, pulled a bunch of titanium because I had a bunch of stravidium left anyway, and get in. I don't know why I had to do that, but whatever. But yeah, so I went out, got a bunch of titanium on Titanium Island, and then coming back, and I saw a medium spice field that had already cleared its plume, so it was just a giant, big, big puddle of spice laying there. But I was full of titanium, so I marked it on the map when I flew over. I was like, you know what? If I'm bored or if I got the time, I'll go check it out. And so I went, I dropped off the materials I had, got the machines running, and then I went out and was like, yeah, let's go take a look. So I went out, landed, and started collecting, and ended up collecting almost all of that field, which was really awesome. And as I was doing it, there were plumes going off everywhere. It's apparently that's what I got to do. I got to start playing in the morning because when I play at night, I barely see any of this stuff happening. But apparently in the morning on this server, that's when the real fun begins. But yeah, there was plumes everywhere, and I was flying back, and I saw a medium, another medium. Went to the base, dropped it off, went back. So I'd done about 5 trips now of being full on spice. And I landed, and I was getting stuff, and I saw him come in just a little bit too late, and the rabbit got caught. Um, it was a shame, but yep. And he killed me, he poisoned me, and then once I died, I didn't have really any respawn options because I wasn't looking for a fight or expecting one. And he just immediately started destroying my scout thopter. And as you know, I do bring the T6s out here. So it was good that we did have a really great week because I did have to use a lot of those materials to replace what I got. Um, and that's why we come out here is to get the materials to make those kind of things. So in the case that, we made them, there we are. But end result is we're going to kind of shift our gears a little bit. And we're going to go a little more um, we're a little more PvP going forward. This might be a very interesting week. Um, I'm not out to hunt people down. That's not the way we roll. Not my thing. But got some scores to settle, right? So we're gonna see what we can do. Should be interesting. So I'm thinking with this assault, we're gonna take whatever materials we can get. Mostly those bodies is what we're gonna be looking at because, there's 75 per, and I do have quite a few of them. Um, with all the other materials, um, like we're not making anything anymore, so I can start breaking down those water cisterns because we don't need them. The units on the roof that are supplying power, we don't need them because we only got the 2 machines running in the console, our fief console. So we're gonna pack this with as basically what I'm saying is I'm gonna pack this with as much as humanly possible, and between me and that, then that might put us in range of being just one more trip with the assault, and we're done. But yeah, this is the worst part of um, building a base in the deep desert. It's just this shuttling back and forth. And I can see why a lot of people started before they even made that change. They would start to put their bases closer in that A row just because of this. I could leave the stonework. I mean, the plastone and the granites and all that. I really don't need it. Salvage metal, I'm not going to bring back, so that will leave laying on the ground. But everything else is just my tendency to not leave stuff laying. So, we're going to get all the fuel cells, we're going to get all the filters, and the grease is going to come out of those units on the roof. And this bad boy here, he just barely fits in. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like a glove. I think Oh, I'm not fixing it though. It's tear down day. Definitely want to come over here and drink some water though, since we have the yeah, we're good. But yeah, that way I don't pull it from the still suit unnecessarily, and I got to do something with all this. Okay, so you're still running. You've got a while. Looks like, have we finished? We have. All right, we will go to the assault doctor. We'll put that in there, and now this we're gonna break down. So, skadoosh. A lot of spice melange involved in that bad boy. Glad we got it back though. Um, come on, silly buttons. That's pretty heavy. The rest of this stuff ain't so much, but we need to get these guys out of here. All right, there we go. That box is ready to get destroyed. And now we can take a look at what our power usage is. Yeah, we're only using 144. So we could start breaking these guys down, but all you get from them is salvage metal. And like I said, it's not that big of a deal for me to take it, although I do want the fuel cells that are in there. But more importantly, we're going to take these guys off the roof. Think should have enough space to not leave. Nope, leaving stuff laying on the ground. Good God. Okay, we'll just blow you up. Don't like this Atreides variant because really ends up getting stuck. Cobalt's what did it. Stupid stuff. They said they're going to fix that though. So that at least is something to look forward to. Could just jump up there, but okay. That built us up pretty well. Oh my. Oh, I hurt myself. Using a different planer belt. Since I got killed, I was like, you know what? Let's start expanding ourselves, doing some different things, and using a different suspensor belt is part of that process. Pretty lightweight. Everything else is pretty light. I don't know why I'm getting so built up there. Okay, we're good. Just got to remember to hit the button when I'm dropping down. You're in there. 20's pretty high. 16 as well. I got one more spot for something. How long until you're done? Oh, we got a while. Let's see if we can fit all these guys in here. That's pretty good. That was pretty good. I think we'll wait until one more pops in there. There we are. What do we have in our backpack? I don't think we have a lot in our backpack. So let's see what else we can take out of here. We'll take you, you and you. Guess we could. The water tanks are going to be a little heavy, but that'll be fine. Oh, I wonder, what are we at? Probably not much at all, right? That's still 144 because it's the only thing going on. That takes off 45, so yeah. All right, well, I guess we'll just take some granite stone and we'll call it. We were able to grab it all. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we'll really care about anything else. Oh, you know what? I want the power cells out of these bad boys. So yeah, maybe we better start. There's probably going to be a ton of those in there. Yep. All right. Well, we'll put these two back because they don't matter as much. To be able to grab them all. We did. Look at that. That's fancy. Probably go ahead and we'll demolish you as well. Think because we picked up all of that, we're a little heavy on what we can carry. Yep, got them all. Still well within our lines there, so yay. And did we finish off everything that we could get from you? Yeah. Yeah, we're full and full. So there we go. Yeah, we'll bring another assault out. Hopefully that we'll finish our refining, tear the rest of this all down. This is all just plastone and granite, so I mean, if I didn't get it, I don't really care. These are all salvaged metal, but the fuel cells in there could be useful later. We'll get some fancy stuff for taking this pentashield down, but pretty much the rest of it's just a load of junk. But we'll take off what we can, and that's going to finish off our deep desert run this time. Like I said, 1,500. I got about 20K in spice throughout the course of. Oh, this bad boy is heavy. Um, Over the course, I got about 20K spice and 1,500 plus ingots plus what I'm making now. So I would say we're honestly pretty close to, we're closer to 2K than we are 1,500. So, and I barely played just because of family stuff. So that was a good week. This change is definitely going to open up those options for people. So hooray on that. And we'll see if they do any kind of changes or whatever they're going to do. Tomorrow, like I said, I normally don't stream on Tuesdays, but tomorrow we are. Gonna pop in just for enough time, show you a build a base, and maybe make a few runs with the buggy because it gets so much more material than you do by hand. So, but I also expect we'll be, excuse me, fighting with people for resources, at least in the beginning. Probably will. Um, we do have the capability this weekend to um, play at some off times. And if that's the case, then we shouldn't have to fight too bad with resources. So playing outside of my time zone means there's going to be less people. But anyway, like I said, guys, it's going to be a real short one tonight because not much going on. I didn't play very much, so there's not a whole lot of cleanup. And tearing down a deep desert base is not the most exciting thing in the world. So, got just a few other things. We did get to highlight that we cleared off some real estate down by our Jasnium base. I really kept that running. Like I said before, I'm not. I mean, whenever I do stuff around Haga, I'm using the tier fives. So it's. I don't think you ever officially do get out of the duraluminum phase, you know. Maybe for the most part we're doing this, but uh, you know, in the tier sixes is what I usually come out here with. But yeah, honestly, we haven't fully gotten out of duraluminum phase, and I don't think I want to. It's the best thing to do is running around Haga, so that Jasmine base is still important, and I'd like to keep it. But yeah, we went out and checked on that base, got the one next to us that somebody abandoned. We were able to clean that spot off. Hopefully, we'll get a new neighbor in there. We'll get to say hi, and that'll be cool. Maybe make a new friend. Hello, friend. Um, but yep. And then tearing down our base, and we talked about what we're going to be doing next week, which is buggy refining and possibly showing people our war face. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm gonna cut it here, and I want to see what's going on with my headset because even though I could make it louder for you guys, it didn't get louder for me. So there's a volume setting somewhere that's been a little too low. Somebody been messing with my settings. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow for our first runs in the deep desert with our buggy, and looking forward to seeing how much materials and how many items we can. That was close. How many materials and how many items we're going to end up coming out with. So thank you for watching, and oh, we did get stuck. Thought I was doing so good. Now we're stuck on a rock. Yep. Okay. I gotta focus more. So that's been a major problem from the start. Anywho, I will see everybody tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, I will see you out there. Take care.